All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Pierce Wildlife Podcast.
Welcome.
It's been a fun week, man. We've had some things, but before we get super started into this next episode, I want to conclude on a couple things that we talked about last episode. One of the things that I realized on the last episode, I said that a ruddy duck was a puddle duck. It is not a puddle duck for all of you guys listening. It is a diver. I don't know what I was saying or what I was doing in that scenario, but I got a little mixed up there.
Just clarifying so you're not taught the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly.
That has been driving you crazy all week.
It's been driving me crazy the past week and a half for sure. And I was like, God, I've always hunted these ducks. I don't know why in the world.
I said that.
Yeah, but anyways. All right, another thing was we talked about skunks hibernating.
Yep.
All right, so skunks do not hibernate, but they're very close to hibernation, and it's called, what they do is they torpor. It's pretty much like a light hibernation, kind of like, I would assume kind of like squirrels do around here. And but the long story short of it is it's called torpor and is considered a light hibernation.
Torpor. Okay, interesting.
Torpor. All right, next thing is, we talked about why we don't see specks and snow geese. It is specifically because they typically migrate along the Mississippi or along the Atlantic flyway.
Okay.
So they're only flying down the East Coast on the ocean side generally, or down the Mississippi.
Wow.
Yep.
So why do we see one over here?
That dude's lost.
I mean, he is, man.
He's like, I've lost my way.
He must be trying to get between the two.
Yeah, he's right in the center of it. I mean, he don't know what to do.
It's all right.
All right, and then we talked about one other thing, too, that I thought was pretty interesting. We talked about how many bucks were killed outside of deer season, specifically because of, like, cars, nutrition, after hunting rut, they abscess cranium, they don't know what type situation. It did not say how many bucks were killed, but it did specifically say that out of season in Georgia, typically Georgia loses 250,000 deer outside of deer season.
For other reasons other than harvesting.
Cars, nutrition. Wow. And you put that in perspective, and I don't know how many deer are in Georgia, right? I mean, I don't know that we could make an exact, but we could get pretty close if we was to ask Chad or whatever.
Right.
But if you think about that, I mean, you got to break that down into county versus city, and then, you might have 10,000 deer per county.
Right.
I don't know how many counties there are in Georgia. We could dive off on a rabbit hole. If we was like, Theo Vaughn or Bad Friends or all these big podcasts, we could say, hey, so-and-so, pull us up the stats of.
Yeah, you mind sharing?
Hey, how many counties are in Georgia? Because
we ain't got it like that.
We're not smart enough, and we're not, we don't have that. But I mean, it's wild. Like, to do it. Let's look that up. How many counties are in Georgia?
Okay. I used to know that.
In Georgia.
Why are you talking about it? Why are you looking that up, though? I was thinking, we had Jordan come out here and help us find a couple of deer, and it's just amazing how he goes up and he says, man, you are covered up in deer out here. And he might look at it and say, I see 150 deer right here. And I'm like, I ain't seeing 150 deer at this deer stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just amazing how they get scattered out like that. So if he's seeing that many in that small of an area, so you can just imagine what it is all over the whole state.
So there's 159 counties in Georgia.
Okay.
That breaks down to 1,572 deer in Spalding County killed outside of deer season from other scenarios.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to think, I mean, at the buck to doe ratio, then we get real technical, and then how
That's
many
right.
bucks are, but anyways, I just thought that was wild.
That was interesting.
It's
I mean,
pretty
you know,
cool.
I don't know how many are from Collision, but, you know, on my side,
You see it a lot.
don't forget Curry Collision Center.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get my plug in there.
Yeah. And that's true. I'm telling you, because, I mean, y'all see deer hits. I mean, I just hit a deer
We see deer hits year round, but
just last year. Me and you was in the car together. We was in Eden's car. We had to rush to town for
That's
that
right.
burglary.
Yeah.
Oh, which, by the way, I got subpoenaed for that burglary.
Oh, was that what that was?
That's what it was for.
I was wondering what that subpoena
Yep.
was for.
So I'm going to court Monday.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
All right.
But they did tell me it's a on-call subpoena. So I'm actually not technically going, but they
probably got enough on them that they
Yeah.
don't need you is what it is.
Right.
I've been in those situations before.
But I'm just like, okay, hold on now. I want to go because I want to get the money
I think you
back.
can go
that he
and just
stole.
attend.
Yeah.
But they're going to pursue for money back and all that stuff too. So
I hope
I'm just
so.
glad they got the guy.
Me too.
Man, I hate thieves.
I hate a thief. There's no excuse.
None.
Not nowadays.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah, that's right.
We about to get off in another rabbit hole.
Hey, but I know people can relate.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
Yep. That's good. That's what we talk about. Stuff that y'all can relate to.
Yeah, that's right.
Or want to know about.
Or whatever. I mean, we be talking about
something that
whatever.
you might not want to know about.
Yeah.
You're going to find out anyway.
Yeah. Which, speaking of things I don't really know where I was fixing to go with that other than so I was on the tractor all day.
Mm-hmm.
You picked up the kids from me.
I do.
It's kind of I don't know why. Anyways.
It's a good day for me.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good day. We've had a good week.
Beautiful
good weekend,
weather.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah.
So I get out on the tractor and I'm bush hogging my side of the land, and I'm bush hogging the orchard and whatnot. And I keep looking at this pile of trees, and I'm like, all right, so for the record, I have a nice pecan orchard, and it's I've let it grow up with the broom sage and whatnot, just because during the deer season, I feel like deer feel more comfortable. And then once, January, February rolls around, me and Dad, we get some quail and we release them on that side and on his side of the property, and we use that as cover for the quail.
Perfect for the
so
quail.
Then Darla can point them and me and him can shoot them, and Flint, whoever, whatever.
Fun time.
But the point is I have where someone used to have a house in this orchard. They had like a big concrete and bricks and whatever
it was pretty much rubbish left over from where that tornado went through.
And so they just left it in a pile. Trees been growing in it. And when you first pull into the orchard, that's the first thing you see, and it's like so tacky.
We've been cutting around it since we bought the place. I know. I was like, you said, just check it out and see what you think. And I was like, he done what we should have done a long time ago.
Well, the long story short of it is I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it today. Yeah. I got time. Pop's got the kids. Eden's scrapbooking with Mom. I'm home by myself, been cutting on the fields. I got time, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And, man, I cleaned that area up, and it looks so
much
good.
better. Yeah, I seen that. Look good.
I mean, it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
Which, for you guys, just real quick, we're going to throw in a real quick plug for our first commercial break of the episode, because some people don't have a skid steer.
That's right.
And if they don't have a skid steer, you can call Pro Forestry Mulching.
That's
and
right.
They can come out and do that kind of stuff for you. They can clean up the area around it.
They can do it all.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They can even clean up brush and all that other stuff. So we'll just take a quick commercial break for them. We love you guys, Pro Forestry.
That's right. Thank you so much.
Pro Forestry Mulching. If you're ready to get your property in shape for hunting season or just want to upgrade it, Pro Forestry Mulching and Property Services is your go-to for Georgia. They handle home sites, mulching, driveway work, and demo cleanup. They're fully licensed and insured. They offer free estimates and top-notch service. Call them today at 770-865-6164 and tell them you heard it on the podcast. Those guys will do you an excellent job on anything you need, getting your hunting land ready for hunting season.
That's right. Guaranteed.
Give them a call. And we're back here.
Welcome back.
Which, on that time that I had to myself, you had a good time with the kids.
Man, I took them babies out with me, went down to the river and went fishing.
Yeah.
Yep. And he even wanted to go. She said she didn't want to go. Then when she got here, she got to thinking about it. Her plan was really, she knew I was going to have to go to the store and get some worms.
She wanted
There's going to be a treat involved. And then she started telling all the boys, hey, if we go to the store, we'll get a treat.
Yeah.
Which the boys was wanting to go fishing anyway,
Yeah.
so it worked out pretty good. They did. Man, I'm going to tell you what, you can go down to that store, though, and spend $35 on some treats.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Woo-wee. I think we gave $2.50 for that bucket of worms, but all that juices and snacks.
Yep.
I'm like, I looked at that guy, and that guy looked at me behind the counter and went, it is a convenience store.
Yeah. But y'all caught them.
We caught a bunch of fish. Sorry, I didn't mean to run off down a rabbit hole. It's not hard to do on this thing. But yeah, that's something that I like about the river. When we're down with I just turn around and look at them, and I'm standing there fixing fishing poles before I walk over to the edge, and Flint's already in the water. He's got that. He caught 2 before I could even get over to the bank. And the boys is hollering, where's my fishing pole? Where's my fishing pole? And I told Forrest, because I was over at your house and run by and got the fishing pole, he said, I ain't going to get my fishing pole. I said, you going to want it when we get over there? No, I'm good. I stopped here and I got a couple of extra fishing poles, but I knew I was going to have to refix them. I got down there as soon as I got it. He said, which fishing pole am I going to use? I said, oh, wait a minute now. I told you to go get that fishing pole. Oh, Pop.
That's funny.
It is funny. I love him babies. But anyhow, you never know. The fun part is you get over, you never know what you're going to catch.
Yeah.
We caught catfish. We caught crappie, brim, and we caught this new fish I hadn't never seen down there before. It was a blacktail shiner, shiner. But, I mean, it was perfect for bait, man. I'm like, and as many as we caught, if I'd have had a water bucket down there, I might would have saved them and tried to run over to the big pond, see what we could catch.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. But, yeah, so we caught several of those, and I hooked one big fish. I don't know what it was, probably a carp or something. That just about that long. Forrest said, oh, my word, Pop, get him in. I said, I ain't going to get him in on no brim hook. That ain't going to work. I pulled it in. The hook was straight as an arrow.
Dang.
Yep.
That's the truth, though.
It's fun for a second, though.
Yeah. When you catch fish on the river, like really and truly, like you really never know what you're going to catch.
Nope. And it's a good variety, and a lot of times we keep them, clean them, and cook them. And it's a good variety when you're eating them, too, so it ain't bad.
Yeah, I mean, when you go to the river and you fish and you catch fish to eat, like you're probably going to have a couple catfish, a couple brim, a couple crappie. You know what I mean? That's a solid bag.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you catch a
I mean,
bass,
they're good, too. My favorite one to eat is a crappie, but we don't catch a lot of those. Those are sporadic. Right. Sometimes you'll get on 2 or 3 of them.
See, my favorite's the brim. I love
the brim. Are good, too. And honestly,
favorite.
The brim are better out of the river than they are out of a pond. And I don't know if you've noticed, but when we catch certain fish out of the river, they taste a little different than they are out of a pond or whatever.
I agree with
they
that.
Taste a little not as fishy.
Yeah.
They're more watery tasting.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's because they got so much water running by them or what have you.
Cleaning them out.
Cleans them out.
And consistently rinsing.
Yeah. You have to put fish oil on it to get that extra fish taste.
That's funny. It's true, because when you catch fish out of the river, like they generally taste better than out of a pond or whatever.
Yeah.
Which that might just be because we like fishing out of the river.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe so.
It might be a mind thing.
It was a good thing today. Water wasn't real high. It was just right, but it was still moving decently.
Yeah.
And you know them youngins, they get close to that bank and just freak you out a lot of times. So
I know.
Bouncing around, jumping, acting like they're gonna push each other in, and
I'm sure
that kind of thing. And I'm like, man, I'm telling you what, you fall in that water, I ain't gonna be able to get you until you're down yonder. I don't think you get it. Look how high this bank is.
Yeah.
Of course, I'd jump in, but I'm just saying, probably good for me to stand up in, but it'd freak them out.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But I imagine Bo'd be going to be the first one to jump in.
Did he go down there with you?
He played in the water and stuff. He didn't get over where we was fishing, but he did. He went down there. He loves it. That joker loves that water.
Did y'all fish in Honey Hole or just right there where that
No, just right there.
Yeah. You can always catch them there.
Always. I was going to try the Honey Hole, but it was too much trouble keeping them, and I didn't want to leave one here and go down there.
Yeah.
Flint, you can trust him. He's good to go, and he done real good. No bobber. just
Yeah.
using instincts. I taught Forrest that today, which he already kind of knows that anyway.
Yeah.
But I said, look, just wait. He said, but I can't see it. I said, you ain't got to see it.
Yeah, feel it.
Good fishermen can feel it.
That's right.
And I told him, I said, hold on to that thing. When you feel that little bump up, I promise you, you'll know.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I got a bite. I said, I told you.
Yep.
And he sat there, and the next thing you know, me and him's the last one, normally finishing it up because that joker, can't.
He loves to fish.
He ain't going to throw a fish. Matter of fact, I had to pull a fish pole out of his hand and say, all right, we got to go.
Yeah.
But he said, and I'm over here trying to get mine because it done tangled up. He said, just one more. I said, boy, you can't start that now. You got to wait till later.
Yeah. Two things on that. What you're saying, first thing is when me and you and Forrest went fishing the other day over at the pond behind your house, and we was down there, and he hooked that old bobber up. That joker, he started catching them.
Yeah, he did.
He loves
he
fishing.
loves it. He snatch them up and lay them on the bank. It's easier to get them that way.
Yeah.
He loves some fishing.
But it's funny too. You talking about one more cast, last
Just
cast, one more cast. But it's funny, Nate's my cousin, your nephew's got that company, Last Cast.
That's right.
Because it's true.
It is. It's 100% true.
You're gonna want the last.
That's just one
more.
Yeah. You get out the phone, honey. I'm fixing to load up the boat here in just a minute. One more.
Yeah, man.
And then you catch one. Oh, one more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When me and Eden went to the lake, it was me and Eden. Oh no, y'all were there this weekend. That weekend we went to the lake, but y'all had already left. And so me and the boys went to go put the boat, because she don't know how to really drive the surface drives. I mean, she can drive some boats, and she can drive that if I'm with her.
Right.
But it has no reverse. It's only
it's got a pretty good torque steer if you ain't holding on good.
And so she was like, "Well, I'll back the trailer down." And I'll never forget, me and Flint and Forrest are in the boat, and she's backing the trailer down the ramp. There's nobody there, so it's good. She starts backing it down, and me and Flint was like, we'll just keep on fishing. We got plenty of time, because
it's going to take her forever to put it in the water.
She's learning how to back the trailer, and that little trailer, you can't really see it.
It's nothing worse than backing a little trailer.
I know. She goes to backing down and whatnot, and I can see this other guy. He pulls up. He's an older guy, and he says, "Ma'am, do you need some help?" She done tried to back it, and me and the boys are just steady fishing, because
waiting for the signal.
Which, for the record, I can, tie it off on the dock.
That's what we normally do.
It's whatever, but I want her to learn how to back the trailer, because there's a little bit of a.
Well, you have definitely helped her to be self-sufficient on a lot of things.
Yeah, and she's helped me too.
And I was going to say, she's improved you a good bit too.
Yeah.
Love it.
I don't know. It's all fun, though.
It is.
I was fixing to go somewhere earlier. I don't remember where I was going, but.
Talking about Forrest and the fishing got on that surface drive, and then you went from that to loading the boat. So you was going to say something about you and Forrest on the surface drive that day fishing over there, that we were there, you thought. Does that ring a bell?
I don't remember. I don't know. Oh, well, I'll tell you this. That one weekend. Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
Here we go.
But let me say this first.
All right.
If you guys are looking to catch fish on a river and you aren't catching them, let me give you the best piece of advice you could ever have right here.
I already know.
And I'm telling you right now, because I've fished more on the river than I do on anything. Find a swell where the river is flowing by and it swells off in a little hole.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you're going to catch them.
Yep.
You want brim or catfish and you trying to catch food to eat, that's where you catch them. Now, if you want to catch shoal bass and whatever, they're probably a little different techniques. But if you're trying to catch brim, crappie, and catfish, you find a swell, you put a worm on a bobber, you're going to catch fish. Promise you.
Oh, yeah. And worms, you can't go wrong. Worms,
not on the river.
Don't worry about what you're going to catch, because Flint grabbed a bass out of there today, but a hook that wasn't big enough to hold that thing. So, we would have had that too.
Yeah.
We had all kind of fish.
Exactly.
But
that's what I'm saying. Worm and a bobber.
That's it, dude. It's like fishing in an aquarium.
Yeah.
But, they ain't biting all the time.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know if they bite all the time in an aquarium.
Yeah. Probably. I don't know. Which, speaking of river fishing, we're just going to take a quick commercial break. The last one for the episode for River Grove Supply, right over here off Flint River and off Highway 16. They got all your needs for hunting blinds and all that good stuff. So we'll just plug him in there real quick.
Thank you, sir.
Right now is the time to be getting your hunting blinds and your feeders out. Right now.
It's the time.
You cannot wait any longer.
Today.
If you put them out a week or two before deer season, they're not going to come in there naturally. They're going to feel pressured and all that good stuff. Well, right up the road on Highway 16 is River Grove Supply. They have the Banks hunting blinds and their feeders right there. If you mention this podcast, you'll get an additional 5% off your purchase. If you mention Courier Pop as well, the same, 5% off. They offer free installation and free shooting lane clearing. Shoot them a message on Facebook or go to their website at rivergrovesupply.com.
That's a bargain.
And we're back here. We, right back to the river talk.
Let's do it.
Cause I'm going to tell you, which we were kind of on a, which we ain't got but about 9 minutes here left. But I was about to get into the story of when me and you and Flint and Forrest was fishing off Lake Jackson. And we was fishing all them trees. And this was kind of the same area that me and Flint and Forrest was fishing and Eden was backing the boat down. But the long story short is you remember that guy pulled up and he was in a nice bass boat, had that forward facing and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he saw we were out there brim fishing and he was out there bass fishing. And he said, "Look, guys, I see y'all out there brim and crappie fishing. But I'm seeing them on my forward facing. They're all right in there about 10 foot deep." So we moved our bobbers down, blah, 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 and we started casting over that way. And that crappie you caught, you remember that thing?
Oh, yeah.
That was the biggest crappie I've ever laid eyes on.
Yeah, I didn't even know they could get that big.
I mean, I would probably bet close to 3 or 4 pounds.
I think it was every bit of 3 pounds.
I'm talking about solid.
Oh, man. Dude, you couldn't even get your hand on the back.
Like you lipped that thing, and it was
lipped him just like a bass.
Like a bass.
Yep.
I mean, that was a...
And their mouths are pretty good size.
Yeah.
That jerk right there, I could stick 2 thumbs in this.
It was probably the biggest crappie I've ever seen in real life. I've seen some big ones in pictures and blah, 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 whatever. But that was no question the biggest I've ever seen in real life. I don't know.
We need to do some crappie fishing right now, matter of fact.
I know. I'm telling you. Well, so this past weekend, that when this releases and whatnot, was opening weekend of turkey season. And man, the turkey season, the turkey hunting for me, like, don't get me wrong, I want you guys to understand we are outdoorsmen at the finest. We do it all. We've killed turkeys too, but you got to have them to kill them. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing I've learned in my years of turkey hunting is, like, if you don't have a property that has them, which we will see, they bounce around on the river a pretty good bit, and, you know, we see them over at the racetrack, but, like, if you can't get them to respond, you don't know.
No. They got to be close enough to hear that call, and you can walk every corner of your property.
Yeah, but
that's the only way you can do it is walk down the edges of your line, because you can't go no further than your own property.
That's right.
Maybe you can pull them in.
Yeah.
But I've seen them on the camera back there, but I ain't seen them in the last couple of weeks.
So I remember mine and your first time turkey hunting together, which I will say for you guys listening, like, we weren't turkey hunters growing up. Like, Dad didn't turkey hunt, I didn't turkey hunt. I went a couple times with my buddy, but, like, that was never, like, this time of the year we fish.
When I was younger, you couldn't, though. They just brought them jokers in. Remember me telling the story way back?
Yep.
Seen the turkeys release.
Yeah. And so for us, like, our first time turkey hunting, maybe 10, 15 years ago, and probably 15 to 20 years ago at this point. And I remember we had this one that was calling at us, and we was down in Talbot County. And I'm telling you guys right now, and we're not professionals. I'm telling you, like, we do have experience. We've killed turkeys before. But, like, we don't like, it's not I would definitely say we're not professional turkey hunters.
No. That was a fun trip, though, honestly.
Yeah, so we go down there to turkey hunt. And this one dude starts gobbling, and we chase this turkey. I'm telling you, on every corner of that property. What was that property? 1,500 acres, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget how much we walked that day.
Man, we walked.
We chased that turkey all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Probably till about 2 or 3 o'clock. And
he got really close to us. We just didn't see him. I think where we picked to sit down might have been the issue on that because we didn't give him enough room to get through all that stuff. But I mean, that's that long. Who knows? You can't go back and redo it.
Yeah.
The funny thing was we was calling, that jerk kept calling back when we got to that one spot. We could have swore we done walked up on somebody else that was doing the same thing because we thought a person was calling us back. It was so close and sounded good. But we thought the turkey was responding back a little too quick. So that's why one reason why. But it, you don't never know how them animals going to act.
Yeah, I'm telling you. We that was fun though. I'll never forget that. But then, and I don't know, I remember going, I don't remember if it was the next day or the next weekend, but I went down there and I went turkey hunting again. And I remember sitting on the top of a hill where Black Stand was originally.
Yep.
And right there where the power lines meet.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being on top of the hill and I see the turkey come out in the bottom towards the duck swamp is what we called that duck swamp. It was not a duck swamp. I don't know why we ever called
water stayed in that thing all the time. And I didn't see them, but one time ducks would come in around the later part of the hunting season. So everybody that hunted there told me it would fill up with ducks.
Wow.
And
I never saw
big
ducks
into
there.
the ducks at that point. So, I mean, we was, but
I was, but I never saw ducks there.
But they also told us we wasn't supposed to be shooting ducks down there. And I don't know if that was just
probably.
But
I remember, so that turkey comes out the bottom of that, and I had my hen set up on the top of that power line. And man, I was calling him, and he came right towards that hen that I had set up, and he was, on a string. And I'll never forget, he got about 70 yards from me up the hill, and I was just getting ready to, I was ready to go. It was that time. And then across the neighboring turkey hunting property, or the next hunting property. I don't know if it was a hen. I don't know if it was another hunter. But that hen sounded way better than I did. And buddy, they lit off, and he was gone. Went straight in them woods, never saw him again.
Maybe there was more of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the sound sounded better than I did, for sure.
Well, it is an art.
Yeah.
There's competitions for this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. It's amazing. A lot of these guys do it with bare mouth. They don't even have a diaphragm.
That's just like the duck hunting calls. Like, I thought I was a pretty decent duck caller.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really did. Until you go sit with a guide. Like I'm saying, like we talked about it a couple episodes ago. Like that was my first time ever sitting with a guided duck hunt where you have people that set out decoys and they blow the calls and whatever, they tell you when to shoot.
Right.
And I thought I was decent, but hearing this dude beside me,
man,
he made me look like I was an amateur. I've never called a duck in my life.
Hours.
Yes.
I'm talking about you might take a break and say, hey, man, what'd you think about all them ducks? And then it's right back down.
Yeah.
It was funny listening to him call it pintails, though. That blowing that whistle deal. And it's I didn't know, and the way he's going back and forth and doing it. But I was sitting down there and I was all quiet looking up and everything, and I heard him do that whistle thing one time, and I was like, is he joking down there or something? Because I didn't realize that was the sound that they were making. And but then I thought about that song, Blow the Whistle, and it sounded exactly like that. I'm like, he's making a joke down there.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, it was wild because like I when we got back, I was fired up to learn how to blow like that guy did.
Right.
Like I want to make my duck calls sound like that. So I've been practicing.
We should have recorded him.
I know. And the point is like I'm hearing him call, and I call for like a good I say 5 minutes, but it ain't. Probably like a good 30 seconds to a minute. And I'm like, I'm out of breath.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't, like, I don't
Your
know.
lips don't want to work no more.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know how in the world,
I
dude.
can't feed call anymore.
Yeah.
And he's over here.
I mean, he is hitting that jerk perfectly. Yeah.
And I'm just
He's
like,
blowing it with.
I can't do it.
I'm telling you, he done a fantastic. Both our guys did.
Yeah.
And
What's we do? We got a trip planned. So
yep, we'll be coming up in December.
Yeah. Man, I can't wait.
I'm ready already.
I'm already ready. Yes.
I know. I'm watching these deer. I rode by and checked on them peach trees over there. Deer snipped the tips off the top.
I told you they would. They ain't doggone.
But they just eating the leaves. They ain't bothering the tree yet.
Well, we need to put something.
The tree
around
was
them.
supposed to be big enough that it was deer proof.
Yeah.
That's what. I got a warranty on these things. Then
they need.
But I did think about buying a wire.
Yeah.
Thing and putting it around it, trying to keep them out of it until I can get it to a certain size.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be the best thing.
That's what we're gonna need to do because they ate mine to the. Yeah. I'm talking about to the ground.
And these things look good. And
yeah.
Forgot to put water on, and darn thing looking good already.
Probably a little bit of my fault.
Well, no, I mean the ground is when we dug it up, the ground was just as moist as it could be. We have beautiful soil over there. You could plant whatever you wanted to over there.
Yeah.
But it's amazing.
Well, that's it.
Proud of our property. That's all of it?
That's it.
Okay. Well, there you go. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. All right. For turkey hunters.
That's right.
And upcoming all the deer hunters and all that, whatever it is, whatever makes you go, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's right.
Whatever gets you going.
Absolutely.
I don't know. That probably came out a little wrong.
Yeah,
But,
to each its own.
To each its own. Don't forget, if it makes you shake, don't wait, don't hesitate.
Shoot that thing.